All right, what is up, everybody? I am super pumped to be interviewing the one and only Josh Campbell from Rapid City, South Dakota. What's up, my man?
What's going on? How we doing, man? Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate just what a difference you're making in your market and turning loan officers into mortgage coaches at scale. We were introduced by Cindy Ertman. I guess you were one of the speakers at the CMG sales rally this year.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct. And
well,
unfiltered on stage, I warned him, you sure you want me on stage? And next thing you know, I got Cindy Ertman texting me going, hey, I text Dave Savage, love your playbook. You guys need to connect. And then the other one he texted was Scott Nicholson. And next thing you know, I'm like, let's go. Let's build this.
what was your presentation titled at the company sales rally?
The Campbell's playbook. So
Campbell's
essentially
Playbook?
my top six mortgage coach, one to minis, any objection you can overcome. This is what my agents have saved. And if you have this playbook and you can execute it, here's how you can scale and overcome objections. And I basically have my mortgage coach objections built into my, little housing link with the widgets. And essentially that's my one to many I send all my agents. And then next thing you know, Cindy's like, oh my God, can I get to know you more? And then I turned my chairman's club coaching call into Cindy coaching my entire region. So of course, I had her hook me up. So then she goes, hey, you now owe me one. And Dave is going to be on the call. And we got a rocket on July 1st last week and had a blast with that group of Cindy's. So I appreciate the opportunity. And then more importantly, Dave, just you and I, man, the myth, the legend. We tried this a couple times. I'm like, Dave, you don't want me. I'm unfiltered. I might drop a couple F bombs. And you're like, but Campbell, that's what we want. We want that energy. We want that true, authentic. How are you because of who you are? How did your group get to where they're at? And so for me, I just want to say, number one, thank you, because I joined the mortgage coach community in 2020. June of 2020 is when I first joined Mortgage Coach. And then shout out to Katie Peterson and Adam Jones. They were loan officers about an hour away, and they kind of embraced it. And I kept pushing them like, we can do more with this. And then I took the leap, jumped in, and basically the rest is history. So now it's how do we scale and how do we make Mortgage Coach even better? And I luckily got an opportunity to get a chair on your AI beta testing. And I think we're really going to take it to the next level. Have an AI enhance / AI proof how we are as business development officers. So
Yeah.
appreciate you
But,
having
but
me.
yeah, well, thank you. And by the way, you said Adam Jones, and who was the other person that introduced you to
Katie,
mortgage?
Katie Peterson. So they were two of my loan officers that I had a gentleman tell me, hey, you need your mortgage coach. So he gave us kind of the vanilla version of it that he was doing. And then I always tested with a couple of my younger LOs, like, hey, you're under 30. Tell me how this is beneficial. Because remember, I started in '03, Dave. So I started at Wells Fargo Financial, calling on furniture loans. Hey, got 0% for 2 years. But hey, being that I have a snapshot on your credit report, let me tell you about my wealth building program and da da da. The rest is history until the recession hit and we all went through it. But for me, I'm an old dog and I want some new tricks. And so for me, it was I always try to leverage the younger generation that I coach. Tell me what you want better. Tell me where I'm over explaining or trying to act like I'm your big brother when you don't want to listen to me. And it's really embraced us. Fast forward now 5 years. And we're all about a group. There's not one individual. This Rapid City group is a very unique group. We're organically trained. No one's a retread. Everyone started brand new. And we were celebrating this last week, Dave, on the call. We were $400,000 away from our COVID record. So let me paint the picture. Rapid City, South Dakota is a town of about 80,000 people, 20 minutes from Mount Rushmore. And we finished at 37.4 million in volume and purchase volume. In the month of July, when it's crickets in our market, and what I always try to lead with is we have our competition on the ropes. How do we take a market share to the next level? And I think with Mortgage Coach, with embracing AI as enhancing your client experience, I'm hoping and excited that that's what we're going to kind of cover today and educate the mortgage community on how to get better. The only other shout out I wanted to give is you have some really good interviews. Jeremy, Josh Metal, You got some legends that have been with you, got back when your mortgage coach was an Excel spreadsheet. Some of these old dogs ask me, "Oh, mortgage coach was old." I'm like, "You haven't been into it in a couple of years." But it's leaders like that where I'll just steal what Jeremy's doing. I'm not in his market. If it works in my market, embrace it and go. So for me, I think that's really advanced my career on trying new things, is embracing the mortgage coach community and how to scale my own career and my group's career, you know?
Well, you've said a lot of things I want to unpack. By the way, you mentioned your volume. How many units is that? Like, what's the typical number of loans you guys are closing or you're closing as a leader?
Oh, I think we finished between like 110 to 115 purchases. We're more of a unit game here just because our average volume's in that 200 to 250 grand loan volume. So we're more about family served than the volume.
Right. And then what is your primary referral source? Where's most of your business coming from?
We're about a 90% realtor heavy business. So unfortunately, and now that I'm saying this on a live call, I'm going to hold myself accountable, Dave. We're not really good at working our book. You know, this is where that AI enhancement and leveraging Mortgage Coach to circle back and re-engage with that book. We're killers. We like that fresh blood and that I want that purchase business all the time. And you know, unfortunately, we forget to serve the portfolio. But for us, we're really heavy on the purchase volume and really heavy on the new business money.
Got it. And then it sounds like you manage both a branch and a region. I just want to make sure
Correct.
I get that. So we've got a producing manager here, everyone. How many people in your branch? How many people in the region that you're leading?
I think we have 38 loan officers in the region, and in the legacy branch, Rapid, you know, we established in 2013. We have 14 loan officers here in the home team legacy group.
Got it. Okay. So guys, anyone that's here, you came to talk about AI proof, like, hey, how do AI proof local loan officers' careers? I mean, that is gonna be a topic. So let's hit that high level because obviously you've adopted technology. You had people in your market did. Sounds like all of your business is coming from your local market and local realtors. So you want to win in rapid cities, right? Like that's the goal. So give me your thinking of like why is that so important to you and why are you adopting technology? And then we'll at some point get into okay, like what does that mean? What are the technologies you're adopting and how you're doing it?
So I think and I always go back to I'm a 90s kid growing up, right? Generational. I grew up with the pager. I grew up with the bag
Yeah.
phone. You know, I had the Nokia 252 that had the 3-watt battery that it was literally like a black market of can I find another 252 battery before, you know, they tell me,
Did you
yeah,
did you did you
see,
have one of these? Let's go,
no,
baby.
no, I'm a little bit younger than you,
Yeah, so
Dave. You know,
my first one was actually bigger than this. But I
there you
got you.
go. But for me, you know, I go back to your elementary days. You know, it's King of the Hill. You know, we're in snow country, so it was blizzard. You know, they would back up, the backhoe would come in, put all the snow up on top, and you essentially are King of the Hill. And no matter what your market is, whether you're California, Arizona, South Dakota, Minnesota, once you're King of the Hill, you have everyone coming after you to be King of the Hill. So for us, we're King of the Hill in Rapid City. We own about a 30 to 32% market share as we've scaled and grown this group. But for us, we're primarily still banks. We're primarily still credit union, you know, and those that
Mm.
still have banks and credit unions, the local community vibe, their rates are 0.5% lower than us. We're not going to win in rate. So where we got to win is we win in the customer experience. You know, it's the year of the cat, complete, accurate, and timely. You know, you have to be on your game, roll out that red carpet, provide sound financial information, and leverage technology to get in front of that client before the banker gets around to it. So for me, it's the king of the hill analogy. You know, we keep pushing ahead to become better because if we just stay status quo, Dave, somebody else is going to come in and take our market. That's kind of how we feel as a group. You know, I always tell people always ask me, well, do you really manage? I go, no, I'm fortunate enough to be a part of a group here in Rapid City that we all lead together. So yeah, you might as well call me the manager, but I'm more of the head coach, and I have a badass group of assistant coaches. And as that coaching tree has grown, I've been able to see, oh my God, like one of my top LOs that started in July last year, her name's Spencer Gossel. She's going to finish started July 1st to July 1st. She's at just shy of 90 purchases, Dave, in her first year as a loan officer. Now, Dave, I'm going to give an example. She's newer to the industry, loves MortgageCoach. I have some older traditional loan officers that she's kicking their butt right now because they're still stuck in the I got to tell you what to do. She's just providing MortgageCoach and letting the client decide which option they want to go. So I think when you look at that, for me, get into that next level of what are you embracing in tech? Do you have everything mobile friendly on your phone? Or are you still, pull up that cell phone again, Dave? Or are you still using the cell phone that Dave used? And you know what I'm talking about, Dave. If we can get a screenshot of your cell phone again, that's everyone's ghetto Excel spreadsheet, Dave. That's everyone's, I got an Excel spreadsheet, Dave. I'm good. I don't need to use MortgageCoach, right? Like, look at that screen, guys. If you're still using that technology that Dave just witnessed,
right here, guys. Check it
time
out.
to pick up the phone, a more digitally enhanced phone, and embrace this next level. And I think what Dave and I are going to kind of review today that I'm excited on is, for me, I have ChatGPT where I embraced AI a couple years ago, Dave. And for me, now that the AI started to know what goes through this guy's brain, it essentially now speaks my language, which has really freed up me to become a better coach and a better leader and a better producer, when you look at that.
Yeah. And I have a quote that I put on LinkedIn a couple of weeks ago where it was, the illiterate of 2025 are not those who cannot read and write. Because by the way, we don't need to know how to read or write anymore. Like if you can talk, you can use AI. And you need to learn how to use AI, learn how to use MortgageCoach. You need to unlearn old school workflows, like a fee worksheet. And there's other work experiences that need to be unlearned. And then you need to constantly be relearning the new and best ways of doing things. So kind of netting out what I just heard from you. First of all, I can tell already you're competitive. I can tell already that you're curious. When I think of what is modern, I think what is modern is the fastest, most efficient way to create value and convenience for a consumer. So it sounds like you're like, okay, every time I see a better, more efficient way to help a consumer, like really, it sounds to me like your superpower is unlearning old ways of doing things and learning new and better ways to do things. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and I think really it's like the old school mechanic. He'll tear apart that Chevy Camaro SS 4 different times, Dave. It still goes as fast, but every time he's like, "Hey, Dave, if I put this in this engine, now I just got an extra 3 miles an hour in speed." So it's even the smaller fixes will still get you to the next level without having to completely tear apart the engine, right? But are you constantly working on your craft, your skills? Because if you aren't, I will tell you, anyone that wants to come visit Rapid City, you're more than welcome to come visit. I got some trained bad mama jammas, Dave, that they only know MortgageCoach. They do not know how to tell a client what to do because they have already in their mind, here are your 4 options. Let me know which one you want. Here's a video explaining those 4 options. And if you still need me, I can jump on, take the keys to the car, put me in the back seat, and I'll drive and present while you're looking at a home. I'm part of that experience all the way through. Now, prior to MortgageCoach, Dave, let's go backwards in time. I was the CCI, 4 different PDFs. I would have to email it to the client and then get on a 30-minute call and explain the ghetto PDF version of what I sent to them. And then you know what they would do, Dave? Hey, can you change that by $5,000? And then I get in front of my computer, change all the numbers. 30 minutes later, here were the new PDFs. With embracing MortgageCoach, I'm within a minute, here you go. And I think I was sharing with you and Cindy on the call last week. I do some deals in Arizona too. Saturday night, 7:30, we're in a multiple offer, counteroffer situation. Get on a call with a fixed income retired couple. They're moving from South Bend, Indiana, actually, Dave, to Phoenix, Arizona. And we had already gone through a couple different offers and they just didn't want to give the sellers their full money. This one was different. What's the difference in cost? Is it worth spending a little bit more money, getting that 2-point buy down, and then taking advantage of that smart rate saver program, aka 2-1 buy down. After that call, the agent texts me 8:15 at night, mortgage coach for the win. Thank you so much, Josh. Here are 3 more prospects heading your way. It took mortgage coach being quick, Dave, to make that deal happen. And I don't know about you guys, but there's so many deals happening right now. We just got to embrace it and get into that big pool of deals happening versus sitting on the sidelines waiting for the market to happen. So I think when you look at that, for me, it changed my life, Dave. I'm telling you, it's if there's any CMG people on this YouTube call watching, they make fun of me, Dave. And I know you've heard this. It's like Campbell's a walking billboard for Dave, because anytime I go to these conferences, I'm like, MC, have you embraced it? Do you have it? And even my wife could probably rehearse my top 5 pickup lines on Mortgage Coach. She's like, oh my God, it's like the guy invented it. He loves it so much. And I'm like, but you love what you do what you love. And for me, until Dave builds me, and we're manifesting this, Dave, so I'm going to get it live, until Dave builds me my own Josh Campbell AI coach that I can literally speak to my phone, and we're going to show you guys some of that today. That's my vision, where I want Dave to build this AI feature in Mortgage Coach. Give me my own junior Josh Campbell AI version that I can basically speak into my phone, my client scenario, Dave, and then it can spit out the total cost analysis. And I'm only saying that out loud, Dave, because that's in the dream world, buddy. That's what I need you to build for me to get to the next level, right?
Well, we appreciate everything you do. And just to be clear for everybody, I'm not the one building it. We have an extraordinary product team. Mike Spotten, who is our VP of product, has really built an incredible relationship with Josh. And Josh, thank you for being an alpha tester of our Mortgage Coach AI. But we talk about you a lot internally. Rich Labarca, our head of product. So I'm just the founder of Mortgage Coach, and today Mortgage Coach is what it is. One, because of mortgage professionals like you, Josh, that are just like out there in the trenches. I was looking at market share in your market. It's like literally the top 5 market share lenders. 4 of them are banks or credit unions, and there's one IMB. And for anyone that's listening to this, if you're a local referral-based mortgage professional, this is just such an important call for you, because you heard it at the beginning. He wants to win with customer experience. Like, if I can deliver a better customer experience, and if I can be a better mortgage professional, so he's always looking for, like, what can I do to improve my work experience so that I can deliver a better customer experience. And then if you can do that, you can win locally, which Josh, you're clearly doing, and then you can win your database. And those are the 2 things. Like, if you're local, you need to win your database, you need to win locally. I do think they kind of go hand in hand. So Josh, before we get into specific tactics, specific scripts, which everybody we're gonna do, give me like a high level AI proof, a local mortgage professional. Obviously, mortgage coaches on that checklist. But what are some other technologies and other best practices that are on that Josh Campbell checklist?
I mean, if you look at my current tool belt, Tim the Toolman Taylor, right? I got my more power, more power, Tim the Toolman Taylor. I think when you look at it, you have to have a mortgage coach. You have to have some kind of AI version, whether it's ChatGPT, Grok, which is on X. For me, I pay the premium for ChatGPT because it has Canva built in, and for me, it's starting to read what I do already. For me, another one timer, which is great on what's adopted me probably in the last 2 years, Dave. I've been told I'm a fast talker. I've been told that I lose people like within 10 minutes. Josh, what did you just talk about? All I heard was net worth, and you can make me a lot of money long term. Okay. I have to be a slower communicator. So one of the things was having Housing Link. I'm able to do my one-to-many overcoming objections. And what was cool is Scott Nicholson, after getting to know me, goes, hey, Josh, do you know Loom can do default speed 0.8 so you can slow yourself down? Just a simple, and Scott loves me. He's like, I just call you to get your energy, Josh. But he goes, you need to slow down, bro. And I'm like, I don't have a slow button, Scott. I need a digitally enhanced slow button. So now when I send my videos, me recording, doing the mortgage coach, I have to put myself on 0.8. Now, some people might need 1.1. You talk too slow. I am the opposite. I got to use technology to slow myself down because remember, even though I'm 43 years old and I'm aging in this industry, I have to continue to be a better communicator no matter who my audience is. Whether you're Dave Savage coming to my appointment with the bank phone, or you're a 27-year-old that doesn't trust me, they're going to AI Gemini or Google whatever they think, and then they're going to come back to me with what they Google. So I got to be a communicator across the board. And for me, I feel having those three tools, Mortgage Coach, Housing Link, and some kind of AI enhancement, it allows me to be more efficient, leverage my one-timers to my clients, and if anything, get my same message across to each consumer, but at their speed, at their time, right? Hey, if you look at this, when you get time, go into it. If you have any questions, I can't wait to get on a call with you. It has literally freed me up. Now I'm going to go in as a regional. It's freed me up to become a better coach because I don't have to spend as much time in the weeds dealing on a 45-minute consultation, Dave. My consultations are, and I'm a talker, so I still go 30, Dave. But for me, if I didn't have my extra 10-minute Josh Campbell talking, I'm probably less than 15 minutes. But I just love people. And so for me, I might go a little longer, but I'm getting to know the client, not selling the product. And for me, that's what I'm really working on. What I jotted down the first of the year, I want to become a better builder, or I'm sorry, builder, yes, a business development officer, Dave. I want to promote myself to a BDO. And I feel a BDO should be on the street all the time, should be running for city council, aka you're not really running for city council, but that should be your mindset, right? I should be in the community, being a part of the community solution, not stuck in my desk trying to do loans or here's my refi list that I got to call these clients. I got to be more on the street peopling than being behind the scenes acting like I'm working hard,
Yeah, by the
So
way,
that kind of helps you on the
yeah, no,
tools I have.
I agree with that. And by the way, anyone in the audience, if you have questions, put those in chat. I would love to know what other AI solutions, chat GPT that people on this call are using to power them. I hear about Perplexity a lot. I personally use Perplexity, chat GPT, and Hoozy. Hoozy is really trending in our community. That's a platform that was built for realtors. And I hear a lot of mortgage professionals that are using it. And it's one of those platforms that has chat built into it, Gemini built into it. We have rolled out the Mortgage Coach AI feature that's powered by Gemini from Google. But let us know what you're using. Also, you mentioned Loom. It is the first time I've heard anybody say that, hey, first of all, you've got the self-awareness to know that you're a fast talker and that, hey, I got to slow that down to 80% instead of 120%. So I love that. Housing.link, which anyone who's watching this, all the links that are mentioned during this call, we'll have a link down below in YouTube, and that will be brought to you by housing.link. So thank you, Scott Nicholson, for that. That one link will unify all the links that we've shared today. Okay. So let's start breaking down your customer experience. And if anytime throughout explaining it, you want to share your screen and show something, show it. But you pick the story. I always think it's not about the technology, it's about the family story. And usually the family story, they had some concerns, they might have had some problems, they had issues. And then you listened to their goals, you listened to their issues. They had some assumptions, like what do they think rates are going to do? What do they think values are going to do? And then my guess is you're telling them a story and you're using technology to help that consumer figure out how to build wealth with real estate. And you're using all these tools to help diagnose and then to help communicate. So walk us through what the Josh Campbell experience is like.
So what's great for me, I'm stubborn. So it probably took me 9 to 12 months. So probably not until 21, Dave, I really embraced the interview via Mortgage Coach before the application. So let's go
Oh, really? Oh, so
backwards.
you started watching our content on YouTube before Mortgage Coach?
Well, oh yeah, oh yeah. I've been stealing your content, buddy, and people always ask me, well, "Where'd you get your coaching?" I'm like, Bush Light and YouTube, and they're joking. I'm like, no, I'm not joking. I'll literally drink Bush Light, catch a podcast at night, go into the transcript, copy and paste whatever Josh Campbell said this one liner, right? Or Jeremy, oh my God, I loved how he flowed. Client for life, second mortgage, right? You had that when he was in the airport a couple weeks ago, right? For me, oh my God, here's the transcript. Here's Jeremy's one-liner. Let me now put it into the way Josh Campbell's going to say it, right? But for me, until I really pivoted to the front end, mine was more do the application, let me get you pre-approved, then I'll tell you what you're going to do. Now the version of a client calls me, hey, do you have 5 to 10 minutes where I can build you that steak dinner? And I'm a Midwest guy, so we love steak. We're meat and potato market, right? And they'll kind of like joke. They're like, "What do you mean by that?" I go, "Well, do you want me to go get your steak at Walmart and it's well done? Because I can just assume that's what you want in a steak. But if you're a medium rare guy, don't you want me to prepare the meat you want versus what I think you want?" And these guys or wives laugh. You're right. My husband would kill you if you burnt my steak. Exactly. So if you have 10 minutes, I'm going to send you a Mortgage Coach link and let's just build you what you want. And the best part is they have the link, they have the preview on their phone, or they're with the agent. And I'm on the phone, literally going slide by slide on Mortgage Coach, Dave, whether I'm on my phone or my iPad or my computer. And as I'm building, how much down? Do you want me to look at any kind of down payment programs? I could also send you my top 4 trending first time homebuyer programs. Or if there's, hey, let me send you our first time seller programs that we're working on right now for you. So for me, I'm able to interview them, build what they want in regards to what their financing is going to look like. And where I've been able to, I think, achieve, I'm not at greatness yet, but we're getting there, is the power's now on the client, not the loan officer. And I know it's very difficult for a lot of people on the call to hear. You're not the reason the clients are going to do this. They're going to do it anyway. What you need to do is be able to build through their eyes. Because I'm telling you, if you do it this way, Dave, from a regional standpoint, anyone that leadership on the call, we've been able to cut our pricing exceptions, Dave, by over 50 basis points using Mortgage Coach. I don't need to win
Wow.
in the rate game. I
Did you say
need to win in
50,
the lowest
50? Did you say
50 basis
50?
points.
50
Yep.
basis points.
We average, so on that 37 million, we average less than 50 basis points lender credit on that volume, and we're a 50% Govy lender. So I bring that up because I don't need to be the lowest rate. I don't need to chase the rate game if I build them what they're comfortable with. And so for me, going through the client experience, they get the Mortgage Coach link. I interview and build everything they want. And then from there, Dave, this is what I go. Now, I'm going to send you a recap of what we built. Okay. It's going to have these 4 columns we put together. I'm going to record a quick 2-minute video summarizing what we talked about. And when you're ready, and this is then in my video, I do the point. When you're ready, here's my application link to get started with that soft credit pull. You know how great the pull through is when they've already liked you, you've provided value, okay? You've answered any dumb questions that they don't want to talk to a loan officer about. You've already taken them out of their comfort zone. They love and like you. At that point, now they're applying, Dave. Okay. Now I'm going to bring you another fact of this amazing Bad Mama Jamma Rapid City group. Our pull through is 95%, Dave, from disclosure to close. It's weird. And Mike, I was showing Mike on some of my stats on my last tech call with him. And some people, Campbell, are you full of it? So I did a screen share. You would have saw that on the record. 95% pull through, guys. This group has put together a remarkable client experience that I don't know. I'd love to compare who's at a 90+% conversion on their disclosure to close. That's pretty rare right now.
What about credit report to close? Do you know what your conversion is from credit report to disclose?
Company, yeah, I think when we look at kind of company and industry standard, you're probably anywhere between that 25 to 28% conversion. We're in that mid 30s to low 40s conversion.
Wow. Yeah. Like I have had a number of companies compare the loan officers that use Mortgage Coach versus those that don't. And usually the ones that don't are, 21 to 23% credit report to close loan.
I'd agree.
And the most recent one with Churchill was at the Mortgage Coach. The ones that do use Mortgage Coach were 27. So, anyways, you're over 30% credit report to close loan. That's incredible. So,
Well, you
guys,
think
make a note of
you,
that. Like, here's the deal. If you want to win going forward, credit report to conversion. Not only does that impact the profitability of your company, especially given that credit reports have gone up, but that is your sales effectiveness score. So just think of it like that. And also the amount of concessions that you have. If you are among the top 10% within your company or your peers and your conversion, that is your sales effectiveness score. And if you want to give yourself a raise and make more money, obviously you need more leads, but you need to improve your sales effectiveness score, which Joshua just laid out. So start unpacking how you already said something. You give the link to the consumer. Is that via email? You email them a
no,
link?
nope, it's right in my Mortgage Coach. So I already have my Apply Now Mortgage Coach link. Hey,
Okay.
when you're ready for that soft credit report, click on that link on that total cost analysis, and we'll start the process. It's
Okay.
completely
By the
up to
way,
them.
show me what that looks like. I want to really diagnose, like drill down on your experience because it's so highly effective. It's at a relatively small market.
All
Remember,
right.
guys, put questions down
Can you
below.
see my screen as
We
I'm
see your
opening?
we see your screen. I'm seeing.
Oh yeah, that's
Yep.
my talking video guy I was showing you.
Okay. See the talking. Show me the Mortgage Coach.
So let's go through preview highlight. And this
All
is one I'm
right.
going to kind of cover today. I changed the name, Benny the Jet Rodriguez, those that are Sandlot fans. So this was a client I literally went through, Dave, 2 days ago. I just changed the name for privacy purposes, but I'm going to kind of
Thank you for
walk you
doing
through
that.
what
By the
that
way,
scenario
this
looked
this
like.
is an anonymized name. So thank you.
So right here, here, they get my build in, right? Whatever I'm covering for them. And then right here is that apply now Joshua Campbell. So then they click it. It goes right to my site. Apply now, get started. This is how I'm bringing a prospect in to the atmosphere, right?
Mm,
To my
got it.
ecosystem. They got to get a mortgage coach first. This is how I'm filtering. Am I going to waste my time scrubbing in for surgery? Or am I just going to chase cleaning teeth forever, right? I'm not a dental hygienist. No offense to dental hygienists, but I'm surgical. I'm the surgeon here. So for me, I need to spend my time on things that are going next level, not things that are just going to stop at building numbers and they don't want to proceed, right? If
Got
that
it.
helps you.
Yeah, no, that's nice. So you're providing advice at the front end, then you're giving them the link, and this looks like a refinance strategy.
This is a equity analysis. So I can't remember who I stole it from. So if I gave the wrong name, I can't give them right credit. But who is your CMA TCA a day keeps everyone away?
Oh my gosh, I
You might
forgot
have
his.
multiple, but the key is if you're teaming up with agents, which remember we're 90% heavy, a CMA a day keeps Campbell away. I kind of joke about that, but agents are our partners, right? If you're a mortgage coach, you're a coach amongst everyone. You're a coach of yourself, you're a coach of your family, you're a coach of the community, but more importantly, you're your realtor's coach because we know 80% of these realtors aren't getting coaching. So for me, what do you mean a CMA a day, Josh? Well, this person bought in 2019. Have you even celebrated their equity success and how much money you've made them? And then they kind of pause and give me the dumb look like, what are you talking about? Take up how many families you've helped, take out the average median volume in your market right now. So let's just say hypothetically, Dave, I'm talking to one of my agents. He's helped 200 families. Our median average in Rapid City right now is 385. That's $77 million. By the way, HP 12C, that's how old I am, Dave. 77 million book of business. And I can turn right to the agent and go, so if you had a $77 million real estate book and you converted 10% of that, Dave, how would that impact you and your family and your business? Well, I don't know about you, but 10% of 77 million is 7 million a year. But because you're not calling your client every year, giving them an appraisal value, because your ego is in front of you and you don't want to provide value on how much you made them, especially with the COVID boom, you're missing out on the ball. Somebody else is going to come in, probably younger and better, knock on that door, provide them a CMA, and then you just lost that client. So it's your choice. So I stole this one of your YouTube channels on a CMA a day and a TCA a day. So the one we're going to go through today, which I still think this is our best one, Dave, and I think this was from Jeremy. It's his first time seller program, right?
I love
First
it.
time sellers. So when you say that to an agent, it prompts you because they go like, I've never heard of a first time seller program, right? Thank you, Jeremy, for presenting that, and I stole it and then made it my own, right? So for me, this is a person out in 19, and they're looking at, they've outgrown it, they have 3 kids, and they're looking at moving up. They just don't quite know if it makes sense and where it sits. So that's kind of the one I figured is if you look at our June success, a lot of these were move up people that we've been nurturing since October. They know rates aren't going to get better. They know the market's not going to get. We're in a mountain town, so we're still up. I think we're up 6.5% appreciation year to date, Dave. So when you look for us, you got to make it happen now if you're going to do this, and here's how we can get you there. And then where I go to that is now I'm a communicator showing them what it looks like, not telling them.
Love this. So I've actually got a post that I'm working on, and it's going to be talking about in the industry for most everybody on this call, you find loans, you win loans, and then you do need to defend. Like every time you take an app and you run a credit report, like it creates a trigger and people are shopping. And if someone is shopping for a mortgage and they say the word mortgage in their house, it's going to show up on Facebook. So you gotta find, you gotta win, and you gotta defend. But what Josh is doing right here, it's a new model. It's called create. Like he's creating loans. Like, yeah, he's finding loans, but he is going into his database. He is finding people that, from a data perspective, they bought their house 5, 6 years ago. What do? They have equity, and it's also likely that they want to move up, and he's creating opportunities. So if you're a loan officer or a realtor, do you want to work with a loan officer that all they do is find and win? Or do you want to work with a mortgage professional that's creating opportunities? So Josh, this is awesome. And by the way, this is also a great example of how are you winning locally? You're using data. You're identifying people that bought homes within specific periods of times, and then you're telling a data story to that consumer. You're packaging it with a mortgage coach. So, guys, this is huge. Anything, and by the way, do you mind sharing a link to this in chat? And you anonymize this, so we'll make this available in the housing link. If you're on YouTube watching this in the recording, there'll be a link down below, and you can see firsthand this customer experience that Josh has created.
Yep, just shared it there.
Okay, good. So guys, you all have that link now, or actually, I'll share it with everybody. Uh, What else do you want to share on this particular strategy? Oh, and by the way, when you go through it with the consumer, are you using the live highlighting feature? How do you? And then also, I notice you have the AI feature turned on. How is that Mortgage Coach AI feature helping you and your customers?
So let's backtrack one, because I think this is where, for me, Dave, I'm showing you what I was doing, right? Do the CMA, create the equity analysis. To Jeremy's point on this is like 3 weeks ago. Worst case, I'm getting a second mortgage out of it, right? If I have to do a debt consolidation, clean up some of their debt, client for life mentality, right? But we all know the agent and I benefit if they decide to move up, move down, cash in on that essentially net worth they made on their house and redistribute their wealth, right? But for me, where I've even gone next level now, look how I've labeled. This is a 30-year fixed. This isn't a conventional. This is next level home equity down strategy. Next level home, next level strategy, right? Well, Dave, I think I came up with this wording. I'm not that smart and creative. AI, come up with a better term, and what would you call it? And then AI spit out a couple different things, and next thing you know, I adopted it. So for me, if you go into the strategy, so can you still see my screen on AI, Dave?
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, guys, AI kind of knows how my brain thinks now. So this next level home, next level strategy, AI understands what my strategy is now. So now I can literally put every client into the strategy. So I'm going to walk you through. I kept out the clients' names, but for me, I'm going to walk you through basically how I had AI build. Is it worth it for me to spend my time building a mortgage coach, Dave? Because if the numbers don't make sense for the client, why am I going to waste 30 minutes building something? Am I right? Like, if it doesn't make financial sense for them, I'm going to spend 45 minutes and call them back and say, hey, Dave, I think you're good for now, but thank you for letting me review. I just wasted an hour, correct? So if you look, for me, if you guys kind of look, this is just me talking to AI. I have a client that would like a next level home, next level strategy completed for them. Are you ready for the challenge? AI, it's like me talking to the mini Josh Campbell, right? But you can already see, because I built this in AI a couple times for a client, here's your current home profile. We need this from you. What are the goals of the client? Any other debts you're considering? Which strategies would you like us to include? Well, I don't know about you, Dave, but are those my 4 columns in Mortgage Coach?
Right.
Stay in the current home for another 10 years. Move with all your equity down. That's your grandpa's plan or your dad's plan. Put all your equity down on the next house. Well, that was cool back when I had hair. There's a way to redistribute wealth now with this younger generation that they don't want to listen to what their dad said. Here's a move with partially down in 100K invested, and then move with 10% down in max investment. Any twist or variations, right? And this is AI spitting out. This is not me even prompting yet. Once I have that info, here's what I'll create for you. So then you look, what do I do next? How about I provide you a step-by-step, should we start with a current home profile? Yep, let's do it. So now we go in. I don't have exact on the profile, but the agent gave me the following to provide this. So this is what the agent texted me, build this for a client. So I literally took the copy and paste with my little mortgage prompting nerding. I have a client that put 5% down when they bought this house in 2016 for $320,000. They completed a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 3.375. Luckily, the client hasn't refied. I found that out via the agent. They're still in their 3.375. The client's CMA provided by the agent is $580,000 currently. They do not have any other HELOCs or seconds. They're planning on selling their home and using their entire net proceeds for the next transaction, but also they want to pay off miscellaneous debts and a car loan to help out their affordability. Now, this is a trained agent that already kind of knows my style, so they've already taken this in their atmosphere or ecosystem and regurgitating back to me. Well, at this point, I did one prompt, Dave. Now look what it gives me. All right, here's the summary of everything you gave me. And by the way, guys, this is me training myself. Is AI really that good, or is my brain better than them? Because I will tell you, AI's made some mistakes, and I'll go, you're wrong, please correct. This is also me coaching myself on AI's not going to replace me, guys, because they're still making inaccurate findings that I now have to correct, right? But for me, here's your breakdown. Before we estimate net proceeds, what kind of cost do you want to put into it? Hey, go ahead and take 10% total expenses. If they're going to sell, they have an auto balance of $30,000 with an interest rate of 5%, car payment of $690, 4 years remaining on the car. They have 20 grand in credit card debt with an average APR of 21.99 that they'd also like to pay off. Perfect. Let's put that into our scenario. Here's their house. Here's the 10% cost. Here's their first mortgage payoff. AI did my amortization. Dave, it was within $2,000. I don't need to be perfect until I put in Mortgage Coach, right? So here's my payoff. Here's the debts we're going to pay off. So we do here's everything, and this is what we have left over after paying off all the debts. This is AI. Now let's proceed to the next goal. What do they want? Well, they're looking at a 30-year fixed rate at 6.375. They want to go up to 790. Let's apply our next home strategy to this client scenario. Because AI is already trained on my next level strategy, it already is going to build what I want. So let's just go through this. Current snapshot, debts to be paid off, the new home loan goals. These are the strategies we're going to create for them. Right? And this is where I can go and correct if I want. Now let's prepare. So it prepares. I forgot to add the real estate taxes on the current house are this. On the new home, they're proposed this. Thanks for the critical info. Now let's update. And then it literally goes in. New home loan cost. Here's the strategies built in. Here's how much I can save them. Right? Let's talk about reinvesting. The reality is you're reinvesting your 1340. So even though I'm paying off that miscellaneous debt, we're taking those payments every month and redistributing to a fixed investment payment. That's what a traditional mortgage is. It's a long-term debt portfolio that you can invest in real estate and have a fixed long-term investment payment. Guys, we don't need to nerd out completely. We just need to talk basics with these clients, right? So I go through, put it all together. I'm just sitting in my car at my daughter's piano lessons, Dave, putting together this AI performa. So it goes through everything, tells me, is it worth it? And if it is, I basically now can put in a presentation together.
So guys, I just want to connect the dots. Think of this as WX, work experience. So he's using, how is he AI proof? He has an AI work experience augmented. So he's able to ask better questions, create a better mortgage coach. And now he's going to go to Mortgage Coach. And again, we've innovated with a lot of different work experiences. We integrate with Encompass, with Optimal Blue. We are using data. The Mortgage Coach Next Gen product will actually use AI and create the total cost analysis. So Josh is working with our team right now. He's in our alpha, so that we'll be going from a work experience to, by the end of the year, have the Mortgage Coach created. But you've got to use AI. You've got to have like all that matters going forward is AI and Mortgage Coach. So, because Mortgage Coach is integrated with the loan manufacturing technology, Mortgage Coach is delivering a compliant, accurate mortgage experience to the consumer. So now let's we've got 10 minutes, Josh. Let's walk through this Mortgage Coach. I do want you to show the borrower AI. By the way, the people that ask questions, it will be out what we call general release, so individual users. I think the 15th of this month. So middle of the month, everybody with Mortgage Coach will have the borrower AI edition. There is a loan officer AI augmentation. So we do have a loan officer view, but that is continuing to be enhanced. So anyways, keep going, brother.
So when you look, so again, guys, what you have to, for me, AI has enhanced my career and what I'm doing. AI is like your virtual assistant, right? Or a junior loan officer. Well, instead of my junior loan officer doing this extra work for me, right? Now I can go in and have AI enhanced do it for me, right? I have no cost except my subscription to AI. They can put together if the numbers make sense. And if they do, now I apply it to my Mortgage Coach strategy, which all this is a strategy template. Let's go back. Strategy template. These are my one-to-minis. Smart moves, down payment or wealth growth. So I can go in, copy this template to the new client, and everything automatically rolls over. All I then have to do is the data entry. Okay? So just showing you, I'm not recreating the wheel. If this pickup line worked, I'm going to use it multiple times. Right? If this strategy worked to get them over their objection or get them off the fence, here's what I'm able to do. And I'm telling you where this is powerful. One of my newer agents, phenomenal guy, he's actually a client of mine, got out of photography. He's adapted AI and Mortgage Coach into his real estate practice. He did $9.5 million in his first year as a real estate agent. But he loves Mortgage Coach because it basically takes out from him having to sell, right? So you go in now. This is essentially our clients had a first mortgage, kid payment, I call it, taxes, insurance included. This is what your average mortgage is right now. They have this much in non-mortgage debt, which means their overall monthly is 38, 33 that they're paying. If I can show you how to redistribute that payments, and in 10, because this is your forever home we're talking about, the kids are 8, 10, and 12 in this scenario. What if I showed you a way that I could build net worth in your household? So by the time the kids are in college, you can tap into that net worth to help provide, if need be, help your kids go to college or trade school or rental investment or whatever they decide to do. Here's your difficulties though. See this monthly payment difference, Dave? This is going to shock everyone. Oh, I don't want my payment to go up. Okay. Well, just trust me, rates are going to get better. It might just be 3 years from now. So this is how much you're going to pay in extra payments. I've already lost them then. No and no. But then I go into this little handy net worth. But let me show you if you stay where you're at, Mr. Savage. If you stay where you're at, in 10 years, this is your net worth. And I'm using a 5.5 appreciation, even though our appreciation's higher in our market. I'm using 5.5. So you're going to be at this in net worth in 10 years. Where if I redistributed your wealth, yeah, it's going to cost you more. But look, in 10 years, here's your net worth if you put all your money down. But if the other side of it is we invest that 50 grand, here's your net worth. And we invest that 150 grand, here's your net worth. And by the way, here's your equity down. And in 2027, if I can drop your rate 1%, here's what you'll be on a net worth down the road. The best part is you're getting into a fixed long-term debt, aka mortgage. And over time, I'm going to be able to manage that portfolio for you, which will free up cash flow every month. But more importantly, where else are you going to generate this kind of net worth? And then you pause. This is where the mic drop happens. And the clients go, we've never looked at it this way, Josh. So wait a minute. You're telling us that we could take your option here, let's say, take advantage of a seller market, create the smart rate saver. Guys, that's AI coming up with something better than a 2-1 buy down verbiage. Smart rate saver program. The seller prepays your savings for the first 2 years. It also illustrates, as I'm coaching Dave, hey, and if market does shift lower, here's what I'm going to be able to do on your fixed investment payment. At this point, they're prepared, they're armed, and they're educated. Now it's when they're ready. And if you do this enough, you got a bunch of people, like these clients were a November consultation, Dave, and now they're ready. Do I have to do any kind of selling at this point? No, because they're educated, they thought about it, they prepared themselves, and now when they put that on the market, they're prepared to pay 3 points as a seller. They're prepared to negotiate with a contingency. They're prepared that if they have to pivot a little bit, we then don't have to have heartburn and headache. Not if we approach it from the educator advisor side. And for me, guys, AI did it for me. All I had to do is it worth me doing before I go and then spend my time actually being a coach?
All right. So
I'll pause there, boss.
Yeah, stop sharing. We've shared the link. The link will be down below. So let me just connect the dots for everybody. Go through a couple slides here and actually show a clip of just how fast a mortgage coach, like this is Mortgage Coach Next Gen, guys. First of all, more coaching opportunities. Like we want to put you in front of more people earlier in the process. First-time sellers are a great group of people to get in front of. And then we want to help you identify these opportunities. We want to help you rapidly create a mortgage coach. The roadmap is using AI to create a total cost analysis, be able to edit it and to create it from a mobile device. I'm going to play a clip from our webinar last week. This is our head coach, Spence.
What I'm going to do here today, I'm going to go for the world.
So by the way, this is Spencer, our head coach. This is like a minute. This is our chief product officer, Rich LaBarca. So him and Mike Spotten lead the team that's creating the products. And let's see how fast you'll be able to create a mortgage coach. And literally, this is coming out in August, guys.
World record with our new Mortgage Coach Next Gen presentation. I'm going to go to try to create the fastest Mortgage Coach presentation ever created using our app. All right, guys, let's see how quickly we can do it. All right, start the timer and let's get ready to go. All right. Importing a contact. And we're going to do some different purchase prices here to show someone who might be shopping and wanted to put 20% down. I'll throw in some closing costs. We'll go do an estimate of our monthly costs here. And then we're going to go add a second purchase price option. I'll redo the down payment.
Filled out already in lots of cases.
Everything copied over. And look at that. Done. We just did a TCA in 44 seconds for my buddy Justin here, who wanted to go look at a couple different purchase price options. We have this.
So guys, what used to take 5 minutes or more can now be like less than a minute. And then to Josh's point, he's a beta user. Some people used to complain that, oh, Mortgage Coach is too much information for the consumer. Well, now, guys, you can talk to it. The consumer can say, what will my equity be on option 3 in 63 months? Like, whatever that consumer wants to know, boom, that consumer can get exactly what they need. What will my closing costs be on option 2? And what's the difference between that and option 3? Option 2. So exactly what the customer wants to know, breadcrumbed. So guys, you want to AI proof yourself. You want to rocket proof. By the way, Rocket and AI lenders and big national platforms are not your competition. Josh and the people that work for Josh, and there's lots of Joshes in every market. There are people that are obsessed with delivering a great customer experience. To me, Josh's skill is that he has vision, he has ambition, and then he's able to have the self-discipline to go, oh, I need to learn how to use AI and Mortgage Coach. I need to unlearn to stop delivering fee worksheets. And then he's just constantly relearning. Josh, any closing thoughts, brother, before we wrap this up?
Just to plug your AI, the only other cool part, and this is where Mike and I kind of got in the weeds on my last call, where I've loved the AI is in my one-to-many strategy templates. So like my cost versus waiting, right? Or time in the market versus time in the market. When my agents have those, remember the book, Dave, they send that strategy template out. Now I'm getting what the consumer feedback is, but it's not on Dave Savage's personal mortgage coach. This is on one-to-many strategy templates. So I'm able to get more of what the consumer behavior is asking as it is continuing to build. Oh my God, we got to pivot. I got to include this now. This is what the last 10 clients have asked AI on this. And I will also tell you guys, I've also fact-checked AI. I asked them who won the Super Bowl. They drove it back to Joshua Campbell, and please talk to your loan officer. So I've also tested Dave's ability on like, hey, can I do this? And I love it because it will drive back to, you need to ask the loan officer, which is great. The other thing I love is I get an email summary every time they're in it. So, hey, can you please increase my purchase price by $25,000? I'm able to jump on a text message, call them real quick, and within 20, 30 minutes, guys, I have that change on the phone, real time for that client that asked. So just, if you don't really like talking to humans, adopt this because you'll be able to do a lot of the behind the scenes and not have to do the busy work if you embrace this to the next level. And my only closing would be just become you. We're human beings. Start being human again. I feel like so many people hide behind tech to make their job easier, yet they're not really being human out there, Dave. And for us, I think the more you become a human being in the community and who you are as a human, then you behind the desk as a busy loan officer. My plug is my wife. Now that I embrace this side, I've become a better husband, a better father, a better coach, because now I'm not working till 9 o'clock at night with my computer in front of me, Dave. I'm spending more time with the family. And I think that's where you got to have that balance. So shout out to you and the group. Appreciate the opportunity. As always, I love what you guys provide on this channel.
Well, appreciate you, my friend. And again, you want to do more loans, be more valuable to the consumers you serve. If you do not have Mortgage Coach built into your tech stack, go to our website, trustengine.com, get a demo. We believe in no loan officer left behind. So even if you're not with a company that has Mortgage Coach built into their tech stack, you can go and sign up as an individual user. For the people that asked, you will have Mortgage Coach next generation, even if you're an individual loan officer that doesn't have it built into your tech stack, middle of the month. Kathy, I will tell Spencer, every single Wednesday and every single Thursday, we do group coaching where we turn loan officers into elite mortgage coaches. So I'll let Coach Spencer know to cover some of the things that Josh talked about on the Wednesday and Friday call. For any managers, guys, producing manager, you want to win at scale, lead by example. So I applaud you, Josh. You're leading by example. I can't wait to interview you more. Hope everybody got a lot of value from today's call. And this is a wrap. Take care, everybody. All right. You the man. Take care.